Welcome to our monthly downtown wrap meeting where we discuss the impacts of homelessness in downtown Santa Barbara. I'm Landon Rink, Associate Director with SB Act, joined by my colleague Eric Meyer, who's the manager here at the Faro Center downtown. And then we're also partnering with the city of Santa Barbara as a part of a broader South County initiative. So Liz Stotts is here from the city. And just a couple of general announcements before we get started. Actually, one is just that since we have a couple new faces, if everybody just introduce yourself in the chat, that would be great. So everybody knows who you all are. Um, and then in terms of upcoming dates to keep on your radar, we'll talk about this in a second, but our next South County wide wrap meeting will be on Monday, December 9th. So that's like, I guess, 2 Mondays after Thanksgiving. So I'm just putting it on your radar now because I feel like I'm going to start losing people pretty quickly here to the holiday vortex. Um, and then our next downtown wrap meeting will be on Thursday, December 12th, keeping with the second Thursday. And then also just put it in pencil on your calendar if you haven't already, but our annual point in time count, where we basically do a census of everybody who's experiencing homelessness, is going to be Wednesday morning, January 22nd, excuse me, at 5:30. Um, so we'll have more details to share, including a volunteer registration link, but just go ahead and throw that on your calendar so you're aware that's coming up. It is officially warming center season starting tomorrow. So I don't know if Destiny, if you have anything you wanted to share about this from Good Samaritan. Otherwise, I can just give the general announcement.
No, I think the flyer is very informative.
Cool. There is a new hotline number, so I encourage you all to go ahead and jot that down while we have it up. But with the rainy months coming, we want to make sure everybody's aware when the warming centers will be open.
And I know that Path isn't here normally at the downtown meetings, but they did confirm that for the winter months, they also have inclement weather beds where they expend the capacity, I think, by 2025 when it's 40 degrees or below or 50% or more chance of rain.
Great. That's really good to hear. And then lastly, I just wanted to put up the registration link. This is that South County wide wrap meeting that I mentioned. So that's on Monday, December 9th at noon. So really, it's intended to just be open for any community members that want to learn more about what is being done about homelessness throughout the whole region. Um, so with that, I think we'll go ahead and start with our community members. Thanks, Daniel, for joining us. Good to see you. And just here, if you all have any concerns or questions about the downtown area you want to bring up before we go to the service providers. So anything from the community?
Any updates or changes that the recent Measure I would include?
Liz, are you able to speak to that?
I don't have it memorized. Um, Let me pull it up and find that for you. I know it prioritizes law enforcement, public safety, housing, and homelessness are the priority programs. And I forgot, I think it's expected to bring in 15 million a year. But yeah, we are very happy that it passed.
It's my understanding too that no decisions have been made about like how it's going to be spent specifically yet, that discussion will come up when it's time to start like the city's budget in the early spring. Does that seem right, Liz?
I believe so. So yeah, the it's a half cent sales tax, 8.75, increasing it to 9.25 on sales tax. The issues that could be funded with Measure I funding uh, include contributing to the local housing trust fund, improving housing affordability, maintaining 911, emergency fire and paramedic and police response, our local fire stations, keep them open, library services, addressing homelessness. Parks and public areas clean, stormwater protection. These are all the different priorities, and I believe the top ones were housing and public services and addressing homelessness.
I'll make a note just to follow up on this as we get closer, probably in like February, as we start talking about city budgets, because I think that's when the decisions will be start to come up.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anything else that either of you want to bring up?
So the only thing I'll mention is not related to that, but um, in doing our budget planning going into 2025, we were really pleased to be able to host the service providers for a zoo day. So that is in the budget for 25,
Oh,
and Elaine will be coordinating that. We were really pleased that we could do that. So we would love to do that again.
that's awesome. Thank you so much to your whole team. That is, I gotta say too, that's just a really unique gift because it's like it actually gives everybody a little mini vacation, you know? It doesn't just like force them to go do whatever. It really just let everybody kind of take the afternoon off. So thank you.
Yeah, and it was a lovely afternoon. So
I
thank
didn't
you
let
so
my
much.
team take the day off, y'all, so don't throw that out there.
Yeah. Well, we're thrilled to do it. So depending on the timing of when you want to do that, um, the later in the year that you do that, the more that will be open. We have an
Okay.
aviary that's under renovation. We have a new larger exhibit that's being renovated. And so that whole complex, a tropical complex, will be open beginning in the summer. But the train will be back in service at the beginning of the year. The giraffe yard will be overhauled and ready at the beginning of the year. So anytime works. There just may be a few extra things if it's a little later, but I leave that to you to coordinate with Elaine.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Rich. I really appreciate that.
I mean, it's one thing that we can do, and from sitting in all these conversations, I remain so impressed by the people that are doing that work on the streets.
Hmm.
Uh, it's tough work, and you all have taught me to celebrate small victories. So
Hmm.
it's it's great.
Thank you. All right, well, let's go to our service providers. I'm going to start with Eric just to give us an update from the downtown Faro Center.
Sure. So I guess the biggest change this last month at the Faro Centers were quite a bit busier. In terms of attendance from September to October, we went up 34%, so quite a bit. Um, so far in November, we're averaging about 60 people a day coming here. Last week, we hit our all-time high of 76. So we're getting quite a few people here. Right now, we're spending a lot of time preparing for the inclement weather that we were talking about earlier. We're talking with Path and Father Virgil's and trying to make sure that there's shelter available for everybody who needs it when it rains or is cold. Other than that, I don't really have a lot to update everybody on, but I'm happy to take questions.
Are there any new services that are coming on board? I know you guys are bringing stuff in often.
So the most recent kind of regular service to join is workforce development from the county. They're now coming once a week. We've started doing haircuts, and I'm hoping we're doing them about once a month right now, but hopefully we'll get more regular haircuts.
Great.
Do you want to talk about holiday closures too, Eric, just since we're coming up on that?
Yeah, so we'll the Faro Center will be closed Thanksgiving, the next day Black Friday, and then Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's Day. But we'll be open every other day, including New Year's Eve.
Thank you. I'll probably have you repeat that at our next meeting too.
That's fine.
All right,
Eric,
let's
is that
go.
going to be, sorry, is that going to be posted for clients too?
The
Just
hours?
just the close days for the upcoming holiday season, just so we don't have, I know, obviously if people get in the habit of going there that way in case that way they're notified that you're not going to be open that day, so we don't have a large group maybe starting to gather in the
Right.
parking lot, just so we can be as accommodating as we can to the neighbors of the Faro Center.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. What we did for Veterans Day, we were closed Monday. We started telling people about a week before here and then put up signs a couple days before. So I think we'll do something
Perfect.
similar. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Hey, Eric, quick question. When for cutting hair, are you using local barbers, business owners of barber shops?
Yeah, it's just a local barber, Xavier.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah. If you know any, downtown barbers that want to
Yeah.
lend their scissors, we'll take them.
Yeah, please send me some info. I think, there's several in our area that they might really enjoy doing some community service in that aspect.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to our outreach teams. So why don't we start with Destiny and Good Samaritan?
Hi, so I'm with the Surf 2 program. Um, we recently have been going from Butterfly Beach to East Beach. Todd specifically has been going out there. We've gotten several fulcrum pins within those areas with detailed photos. We were able to get two people housed, and now we are just focusing on clearing all of those pins within the waterfront. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Thanks, Destiny.
hmm
Let's go to CityNet.
Hello, everyone. I'll be providing the updates today for our team. So we've been working our usual waterfront and downtown outreach. There's one person that we've ran into that's new to the area on the 1000 block. Um, we did refer him to the Faro Center, and we checked in the triage, and we have noticed that he has been attending the Faro Center. So that was a nice little win there. So they've been checking in with him. There's been our usual couple of normal downtowners that we can talk about later that has still been in the area, but haven't really been causing any uproars or concern that we've been aware of. Um, we are working with a specific individual. I'm really trying to get him connected with City Santa Barbara Housing Authority. Um, just going to try to find some type of voucher or something. He's just been on the street for so long. We recently helped him get his ID and stuff again that he had lost. Um, there haven't been very many business complaints on the downtown corridor. There's been a little bit more uptick about sleeping in the parking lot. So we are putting a little bit more focus on the parking lots in those areas, along with a little bit of drug use in those areas. So we are putting focus on the parking lots right now, since the businesses seem to have slowed down as far as complaints. One success from last week was there was one business that did contact us, and there was a gentleman in the restroom for about 4 hours. That once we were able to get there, the team, John and Olivia, were able to get this person to be able to move and encourage him to get out of the restroom. So that was very helpful. Waterfront hasn't been a ton going on, kind of the usual. Today was actually really nice. I want to thank Liz for setting us up with Andrew. Thank you, Andrew, for meeting us out there. It was a pleasure to meet you in person for once, and really get us back on the radar of that area off the railroad tracks in some areas. So we're going to start coordinating with that team to be able to meet on Thursdays so that Fridays, I guess, when they go do some more cleanings and stuff like that, we're now building rapport with them and being able to hopefully help make it easier than what Andrew and his team has been going through on Fridays and Tuesdays. From later. Okay. And that's all the updates I have for right now.
Thanks, Al. Appreciate it. Let's go to Andrew with Code Enforcement.
Thanks, Landon. Yeah, big thank you to Al. That was great today. We did get to go through an area along the tracks that has been kind of problematic for us over the last few months. So definitely a kind of multi-pronged strategy we're gonna have going forward in regards to cleaning up, but also making sure there's consistent outreach to address that area. Like you said, the waterfront's actually been everything's been looking pretty great in that area for us. still deal with the occasional thing down on the East Beach towards the Clark Estate, and some others that are just we're very familiar with, kind of repeat clients for us to work with. But other than that, as far as downtown goes, we're generally dealing with things that kind of spill off of state a little bit. I think CityNet does a great job there, working with a lot of those clients. So we just end up kind of doing little one-offs that get sort of pushed, kind of out into the little outer streets there. But aside from that, it's things have been looking up for us. It hasn't been as challenging as it was, I would say, in the summertime. So lots of moves in the positive direction.
That's great. Thank you, Andrew. Commander Payne, can we go to you?
Good afternoon. I think for the most part, everything has been good. In terms of downtown, something that recently has popped up for us has been to the rear of 1111 Garden Street. We haven't been able to make contact with the individual, but there's been somebody, unfortunately, that's been, we'll just say, misusing the parking lot and driveway of that facility as a restroom. And then there for waterfront area, Al, I don't know if you can send your team back down to Chase Palm expansion. So not on the beach side, but the park side of Chase Palm Park. There was a group that had broken into the Fest Parker or that empty lot just to the east of the Chase Palm Park. So heading closer towards Milpas. We basically were able to contact 3 or 4 individuals that were setting up an encampment, and I think Andrew helped the CAT team find a new area for those folks. And not exactly waterfront, but there's been a new individual that has been popping up at Cliff and Meg's, walking into traffic. So if white male, last seen wearing a poncho, he was out there today, and I think we have a call for service for him, but he's been showing up intermittently, flipping MIGs, walking into traffic. So
Yeah, and I think Payne, that's the area we might have contacted some of these individuals this morning, because that's the exact area, right, Andrew, that we were kind of heading towards our team. And there was we probably talked to, and a lot of these were Spanish speakers. So luckily this morning, and thank you, Liz, for kind of just letting us know it might be best for the whole team to go. So this morning I had my whole city team, so all 4 of them were out there, along with myself and Andrew's team, and the 5 individuals that we ran into were all like Spanish speakers. So we were able to convey. I'm not sure if those were the individuals, but we let them know we're going to be coming back, and consistently we're going to try to work them towards the Faro Center for sure.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on identification of who it was, but it is in those same circles that we see running basically anywhere between Garden and Milpas along the tracks. They're the ones that were really impacting that Fest Parker property there on the corner. So it's definitely something that's a part of that kind of multi-prong approach I was referencing, where we're cleaning and then also trying to get a little more outreach into the area to make contact. So definitely going in the right direction there.
Yeah, and I think one area, and I can just tell you guys from our standpoint, that was the contract we had with the county originally, was the corridor and railroads. So we had a separate team before that was more focused on that. And so that's why now our city team now will be focused on a specific area weekly, and sometimes possibly a couple times a week.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks, Commander Payne. Liz, anything else from the city?
I don't believe I have any updates other than stuff to talk offline at the case conferencing portion. No, I'm looking at my notes and I don't have anything.
Okay. Anything else just while we're all together? Any other questions or concerns from the community, or any other just general announcements for the group? Go ahead, Destiny. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. I did want to share like the flyer for this sixth annual sorry, let me see what exactly the name is. Give me one second. The sixth annual sleeping bag drive. I'm going to share it in the chat route. It's going to happen on December 4th, and they are currently taking donations up until the 2nd. So sleeping bags, jackets, scarves, gloves, beanies, anything that's like for the winter time, they will be accepting, and the location is here on this flyer. Okay, there. I had put it in the chat now. And I think, yeah, that's all I have.
Thank you. I'm going to put it up on the screen really briefly too, just for everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Destiny. Anything else from the group?
I guess last thing I was just share success. Our nights and weekends team housed 2 individuals last week. So I wanted to thank them for the great work. We've had one individual that's been staying at Path for a while, a good while. And we were successfully able to do an assessment today for El Carrillo. Um, John and Olivia are not on the call right now because we have a scheduled fingerprinting for this individual at 3:45 right now. So I'm hoping that they're making that appointment right now.
Is it who I think it is?
It is who you think it is, who I talked about yesterday. So I was everywhere this morning. I was out this morning with Andrew on a meeting at the same time, and making sure the team was coordinating to get to Path and all this. So, but yeah, I just want to share we had 2 people housed last week.
That's great. Appreciate the good news.
Yeah, those are always great. Thank you.
I have some updates.
Yeah.
We are going to be launching our downtown holiday happenings coming up, and we have so many things up for the public, the general public at large to come on out and celebrate the holidays. We'll be having our holiday tree lighting event, block party up on the Arlington block, December. That's going to be Friday, December the 6th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. All are welcome. It'll be great, Al, if we can have maybe, I don't know if those are the hours where we have some team maybe come on out. But you're all invited, obviously, bring family. And so, yeah, 5 to 7 on Friday, December the 6th. And the lighting should be about 6 o'clock-ish, is what we're kind of gunning for that. And then following Friday, December 13th, we'll be having the Primetime Band, which is a 50 plus member band performing with a local school choir, a sing along in front of the steps of the Art Museum. And that'll be from about 6 to about 8 p.m. So all are welcomed. It's a fantastic event. It kind of gets folks in the holiday spirit with songs and whatnot. And like I said, everyone is welcome. Bring your family. It'll be great to partner up with more on those events. It could help potentially get some more people housed, or as everyone comes out, everyone's invited. So. And then the following day, December the 14th, is a Saturday, from about noon to, I want to say 3. We'll be in the Stork Placita, and that would be for a big brass band, and some City College students will be setting up and performing right there in Stork Placita. And so that is a free event. Community is more welcome to partake and join us. Thank you. I'll write down your number, Alan. It would be great to have you guys out there as well. And
Yeah. Daniel, yeah, if you always say, is there a place to find this information as well? Because I'm a father of 3 daughters. I'd love to get out there and support our community at the same time, be a part of, their support from CityNet.
yeah,
But work nights and weekends, so they work 11:30 to 10 p.m. So that's
Okay.
it if we need some additional support in that area. If you would, yeah, I put my number there, Rich, too. I'd love to connect with you, Rich, for some things like this. I put my number in there. If you guys can maybe shoot me a text so I can save your number,
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah, we'll have it all on our website. We are finalizing our handouts and our flyers and public announcements for that.
Cool. And
But I will send you a text shortly, and we'll keep in touch. Thank you so much.
no problem. Thank you.
All right, with that, I think we'll go ahead and end it for community members. Service providers, if you can stick around, that would be great. Thanks, everybody. And if we don't see you before, have a great Thanksgiving.